Hello everyone, I'm High Treason. Welcome back to the long drive. Playing through it. See how long the loads are this time. It's our total distance, 1870, wasn't it? That was a good year. I think. Anyway, yeah. Well, we can't do anything yet, because we're on a loading screen. Yeah, you see, this does take longer the farther you go in the game, so it's something to be mindful of. Jeez, yeah, this place is shit. I think items have actually respawned, you know. It's like that's starting to be a thing again. Maybe the fix only worked so far out. UFO. Why couldn't it be UFO? That would have been cool. Engine's really jammed in there. We'll take this, because we probably need it, like when we change to a new car. Yeah, this guy's arms, man. I do think this guy is, like, mutated. Like, you know, I don't think it's a dodgy model, I think it's just a mutant. Right, well, our starting distance is... Is that 289, really? So technically, we're already past target distance with this car. Still, we're starting on 289, so... Yeah, our goal's going to be about 340 for this part. We know this car can do it. Man, that fucking Dacia, we used to struggle to do 50k a part in this. It really did. It was not easy at all. It really wasn't. Really wasn't easy in that thing. It was such a fucking struggle to make any distance in it. And I'm still talking about it, but I'm just honestly in shock at how much worse it was. Like, you know, because I used to hate the 2101. I thought that was like, you know, a piece of shit. But, yeah, man, I don't know, like... Them Dacias, man, they're just bad. Like, I didn't realise how bad they were. I mean, I've not driven them a whole lot, but... Sheesh, man, that was awful. Dearie me. All this green, it makes everything look red when I look away from the monitor. So, you know, everything has this red tint to it now when I look away. If I look at the writing at the top right of the screen, everything looks like, you know, really intense. The sooner we get out of this biome, the better. It's horrible. It doesn't do good things to my eyes. I still don't like these grass biomes. I think they're the horridest biome in the game. I think they're ugly. I mean, not having the blades of grass turned on isn't helping, but the frame rate... My computer can do it if I'm not recording. If I'm recording, then we have problems. So that's why we turn them off. How's my video card doing? I keep meaning to look at that. 54 Celsius, jeez. That's a bit high. I don't like that. That's pretty bad. Of course, can't disable the fan control. I'll figure out how to do it. Because they're running 36%. Fucking 54%, man. That's like practically an overheat. We should be giving it more fan. It needs more fan. I'm quite disappointed by this only fans. You know, I couldn't find out where to buy the, you know, fans. Like, I needed some for my PC. And it's like, well, they don't seem to have any of those here. Business name is misleading, you know. I think they need to change that. I think someone needs to sue them. You can't just false advertise like that. That's not right. You know, if I did that, you can guarantee I'd end up with a fucking lawsuit against me, because, you know, I can't get away with shit, but it's alright for everybody else. All I wanted to do was buy some 12cm deltas. It's a truck though. I'm not ready to change vehicle yet. No cars. Yeah, things definitely less common this far out. Definitely less common. We'll see if this thing starts. I'm not going to take it if it does, but... I'm telling you, the RPM meter on this one is busted. Jeez, I wonder what's wrong with it. Well, it probably won't run on that. No oil. Could make it start. I don't think it'll be necessary. Like I say, it's assuming there's diesel around. I assume there was. I don't think there'd be any in it. Just how wacky it was been with its things. Punch the cat, punch the cat, punch the cat. Hate them. Dealt with that problem. Right. Fine, let's get the fuck out of this place. There's no good here. Maybe there's fuel, maybe there's oil. I don't think I need any. Probably never have to fill this car up again for the rest of its journey. That's probably it now, you know. It's probably going to last as long as it'll last. I mean, what are we, part 37? Can't remember how long we've had it. Can't be more than 3 or 4 parts. I think we'll give it like another 2, and then we'll look for a new one or something, or maybe we'll just give it another 1. I mean, it's running a bit smoothly, isn't it? And I don't like it to be perfectly smooth, you know. I like this to be a mission of, oh, we need to find this engine, oh, we need to clean it up. So we have moments in the game like this. It's nice because we've made lots and lots of progress, hills permitting. But, you know, we're not doing much more than just driving down the road. I mean, I think it's fine to do that. The game's called The Long Drive. So I don't think anyone's coming here expecting, you know, fucking Duke Nukem action and stuff. Like, you just expect a lot of driving, right? I mean, there's fucking people happy with racing games, so why would this be any different? All racing in this is our own mortality. Man, that engine. Well, I like the fixes it did to the baskets. I don't remember that being mentioned in any of the change notes, but it's nice that it's been done. That's a massive improvement. That actually will make a huge difference in a lot of situations. I mean, it's been in the game months now. The updates to this game don't happen very often. It may be twice a year or something, it seems. But it's neat when they do happen. Assuming they still do, you know, people occasionally think, oh man, I think the guys give up on the game. He might do that. He might. I don't know. I don't know the guy. I've never spoken to the guy, so... And I'm not him. I don't know what's going on in his head. Might be completely different to what goes on in mine. Probably is. But even if the dev does give up on the game someday, you know, it's been fun. I assume it'll still be playable anyway, just won't get any more updates. I don't think he's done with it yet, though. I do get the feeling that, you know, we probably will get more updates, and I think, to be honest, we'll probably get one in a couple of months or so. So, to be honest, there's every chance that when we start driving back up the road, it'll probably be on the other side of an update to the game, I think. Just by sort of figuring out how the timing of that might be in my head. But I don't think we'll get one before I reach the end of the road. Maybe we will, you know, I'll be surprised. I'll come back to record the next part and there'll just be this major update. And my save games will be useless, and so all my progress will be useless. Still, I think we should hit 2,000 kilometres way ahead of schedule. Well, decently ahead of schedule. If we're averaging our target distance, you know, if we're not behind, then part 40 is the latest that we can get there, or else we're running behind. And as we know, because we've, you know, lost maybe 100, 120k on the counter to the alien ship, like, we're actually ahead of what it says. So we could be slightly behind when we get there, but I don't think we will be, and I actually think, at the rate we're going, we'll actually be a good ways ahead. And we might pass part 40 on about 2200k. That would be ideal. If we could do it on 2400k, that would be insane, but I don't think we're going to be doing that. I think Think about 2180, 2200, something like that. Seems doable. That is, like I say, assuming this is part 37. I think it is. I haven't checked. I feel like it's part 37. You know, it's written right next to me. Yeah, we're part 37. So after this, we have like 3 more parts to get there. And to be honest, you know, we started at 1870. We were probably going to be, you know, at least 1920 before this is done. We could feasibly get to 2000 before the end of part 38. In fact, I'm going to make that my goal. And so we are just going to drive like hell for the next part, certainly. Like, if we can make even our target distance in this one, then the next part, I'm going to drive the bollocks off this car, and we're going to get to 2k, 2 parts early. And technically we're even farther ahead, so I will make sure we do it. Because it is feasible that we can do 80k in one part if we just don't stop. And we should have enough fuel and everything. We might have to put more oil in at some point in this part. I corrected myself a bit too quick on the steering there. That felt a bit more like Need for Speed. On Need for Speed that wouldn't have been so bad because we would have just slipped the back wheels. The cars in this game, they don't have the power to do that kind of thing. As I've said a million times, I really, really like that about this game. The fact that the cars are not fucking strong. They're slow and cumbersome. They don't run so good, and it's pretty neat. You know, if we had a fucking Lamborghini Diablo like to play with, it just wouldn't be quite as good, would it? Let's drop in here and have a look what there is to look. Oh, we'll do it someday. Well, there's a Golf there. I don't want it. But I'm going to get out quick and look at the oil. Are we good on oil for like another 2 parts? I'll look around and see if we have any. That's a nice colour. You know, I might take that on the way home. KXT. No, they said KTX. It was a monitor brand. They probably made other things. I always figured they were like a knockoff of CTX. Are they even around now, CTX? Because you used to see them, like, you know, they used to sponsor, like, the Formula 1. Personally, I can't fucking stand Formula 1, but it's not the point, you know. Oh, cleaning supplies. We'll leave them there. I don't think we need any more. These houses are weird, like... I think these are probably post-apocalypse, these houses. Like, you know, they're built to be difficult to navigate. The weird thing is how they're all the same. No, I won't need that gas. I should have loads and loads of gasoline. There's no way we're going to run out of gasoline. Unless we end up with really bad luck on building spawns and stuff, we're not going to run out of it. There's just no way. To be honest, this should be enough oil. Like, if we just don't stop at all in the next part, we might start being a bit down on power towards the end, but we should be fine. Because if your oil starts going below about halfway in the game, you start losing power. And the engine temperature goes up, but this one runs really cold, so I don't think that'll be a problem. The only thing that could really thwart my plan here is if we start getting mountains again. If we start getting mountains, then I'm in trouble. Like, you know, we don't handle those well in this car. Should be doable, but make and mark ready to fill in the distance from this episode. Because even when they flatten out, as you can see, our acceleration curve on this thing is not fantastic. We don't get back up to speed very quickly. So even just going down the other side of the mountain, we're not going to make up that much. I mean, these are just hills, you know, these aren't mountains yet. It might turn into mountains, because you get more of them the farther out you go. To be honest, I actually think this car would be a good candidate for that little diesel engine, you know. I think it would actually pull this one up a hill alright. So yeah, the engine might be roughly on par with the Dacia engine, if not slightly better. I think it uses less fuel, so you know, that might not be a bad choice for this car. I think the petrol one might be a bit too quick for it. You know, the VW Golf engines that are in the game. So we're doing about 140k right now. We should be doing alright. I can't remember what I said the starting distance should be. Can't remember what we started at. Yeah, honestly don't remember. Shit. I think we're going for, what was it, 340 or something? No, that sounds too square. Who cares? I'm sure we'll manage it. I have nearly 20 minutes left to do it, so yeah, you know, it should be pretty easy unless we're uphill though. Well, we're still doing 100k. As long as we average about 100k, it's dead easy. So, you know, so long as you're not crashing and stuff like that, you can make pretty good progress in quite a short amount of time. And doing more than 50k a part, like, is more than 1% per part, so you know, we should just be knocking this out the park. Of course, the road's going to try and kill us. The roads will get, you see, they'll get jankier and jankier. I mean, you know, we're heading towards like 2/5 of the way there now. Like, we probably are, to be honest, already 2/5 of the way there. Like, you know, we're probably at this point just about passing 2kk, so you know, the jank factor is going to go up and it's never going to come back down. Yeah, it was a bit nasty. I didn't like that bit of road. That was horrible. Don't want no more of that. We'll have more of that, but I don't want no more of that. Yeah, it would be nice if we just had a flat, straight road for the whole rest of the way. Yeah, it wouldn't be very interesting though, would it? I guess we need little bumps and skids like that along the way. Yeah, I'm not interested in your gas station. You ain't got nothing I want. I'm just going to blow right by. Blow. There we go. We're by. Yeah, I was thinking that would be a road, but well, we might have just seen it. To get two of them that close together as we got is quite unusual, I think. So we might never see another one now. That might be all this world has. I do think we'll see one more. But it probably won't be until we get to the other side of 4kk. It's so weird. How the fuck do you... I don't get how people use these measurements, they're just weird to me. I'm sure my measurements are weird to other people, so, you know, it figures, you know, probably... And I have Europeans here, so, you know, you'll be used to your metric. It probably makes sense for you, but we never used to use that here. Nothing here was ever built using it, so, you know, it's not something... They tried to teach us it in school, but I just don't remember it, because like I said, nothing in this country has ever been made using it, so it's not really very useful. It's like, well, you know, can I use this to decorate my house? No, my house is, like, uses inches, like, you know, it uses imperial measurements, so this metric's no good to me. Can I use it to figure out something on a map? Well, no, because all the roads and stuff here, we measure everything in miles, so... You know, I wouldn't say it was like this many kilometres to this place. You'd say, you know, oh, that is like 15 miles. I don't know what that is in kilometres, I'm sorry. I could probably ballpark it, but... I mean, what? Like 25 or something? Maybe 30? Somewhere around there. I think. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, because like I said, it's not how we do things here, so your brain just doesn't remember, because you don't need it. You don't really need to know it. And they keep trying to make us use it. They put even scales now, it's hard finding a set of them that isn't just in metric. And it's like, no one in this country has ever taken their weight using this shoddy measurement, you know? do 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 do. Yeah, we got another night cycle coming in. See, I'm only a person here who's played this, or anyone else played this, or playing this, or am I the only one? So I know there's other people who do, but I don't know if there's anyone else here who does. Well, I know there's other people about my channel who have. Yeah. I don't know if they're still around. I think they're on holiday or something, actually. One of them. And one of them just decided out of nowhere he doesn't like me or something, or so I heard, so... But that's okay, that's down to them, It's like I always say, you can't trust people who are afraid to show their face and badmouth other people behind their back. It's you always know when they won't show their face, like that there's something wrong, like they have something to hide. People like that, you don't want to associate with people like that anyway. They'll always fuck you over in some way. It's usually, they're dishonest sorts, and it's all about them and their own personal gain. So, I don't need stock for anything really, do I? We'll take some oil if it's in here, but just to make sure we have enough. There's loads of oil. Maybe some gasoline. We'll have a quick look. Yeah, it don't go down that fast, so we should have plenty. It's full now. Gas, any gas. I'm not going to look too hard, don't worry. Like, we're not going to spend all day in it. Blood. Empty. I still don't understand why it won't just let us pour empty in there. I mean, it's obviously a thing, so... Oh dear. There's lots of oil in this place. Yeah, I don't think there's any gas. Oh, there's some gas. There you go. Pour that in, just to make absolutely certain that we're going to make it. To be honest, really isn't anything to worry about, is there? I think when we do start driving back, I am going to end up in a situation where I'm going to siphon as much as I can out of whatever car I get to the road with, the road end with, just purely because, like I say, we will have a lot less gas on the way home. Especially in the first, area of the road. That's actually kind of neat how, as we get closer to home, because we were using, all the gas back then. I don't know, we switched to, wasn't that Golf a diesel? So, no, actually, when we get to that point, there's really plenty of it, because it would have been useful to us. So that's kind of neat, I suppose. But if it wasn't for that, then we would have been using literally all of it. There'll just be no gasoline for, a couple of 100 Ks, probably. Now, you can do more than that on a full tank in most of the cars, but that's assuming we'll pass that point on a full tank, and the odds of that, with us having used loads of it going out, are not actually that high. So we probably will have to start carrying it, just in case. Yeah, we've got to think of these things, really. It makes you think, if you do plan on driving back, you should really think ahead. If you're just planning to drive one way, then it doesn't matter, but, if like I said, like us, you're planning to drive back from whence you came, then yeah, maybe you should actually plan this sort of thing in advance. Make sure that you don't fucking use it all, because, it could cause problems, We could end up in serious trouble. I don't mind, it'll be a bit of an adventure, won't it, if we're constantly in danger of running out of gas. 150k an hour, that's alright. I mean, that is more than 2k a minute, you know. If you could get up to 180, that would be like, what, 3k a minute? That'd be insane. Yeah, it'd be like 60 would be 1, 120 would be 2, 180 would be 3. Beyond that, well, yeah, 240, I don't think you really want to do that in this game. I don't think the game engine would like it. We already run into occasional problems at this speed. I am amazed, to be honest, that we're not outrunning the terrain generator, like, quite often. And getting that thing where our car sort of gets pushed into the road. You want to do it now, just to play with me. It does ride quite good, this, though. It's not bottoming out that much. I would have expected a bigger bang from that bump in the road. So, yeah, the game's treating us alright today. It's not been too horrid to my car. That was a weird little bend in the road there. Almost couldn't see it, could you, when it went to the right for just a second there? Oof. When it gets bumped around, you really don't have much control on the steering, so you gotta watch out for that, because it could throw us in the purse. Again, it's why I drive on the left. It's not because I want to drive on the left, you know. Ideally, we'd drive in the middle here, because there's no other traffic, so, you know, we're the only person in the world in this game, just about, except Radio Man. And as he's playing recordings, he might be gone. He might have recorded them like 100 years ago or something, for all we know. Well, probably not. But in any case, you know, drive here because it's farther away from the purse. So if we have a situation like that, or it has chucked us quite close to them before, and if I hadn't been on this side of the road, I would have hit them. It's like, it just bumps the back of the car up and there's just no control. The back end is just going where it's going, and touching the steering doesn't really have that much effect on it. Oh man, it's getting nasty now. We have been away from the mountains for quite a while, so I do expect that they're going to come back soon. You can see we are actually at quite an elevation here now, and it is getting steeper. I don't think this will be a mountain. I think we'll come down the other side of this. Probably just about see that as, you know, we'll probably see that in this part, but I think probably in the next part we are probably going to see at least one mountain. Like they're going to make a big comeback. Like some terrible band that nobody remembers and wishes would just stay dead when they do. At least that the career had stayed dead. Or maybe they hated them enough that they wish the band members death as well. I mean, that's possible. I certainly know people whose music I hate enough that I sort of wish they would die, and then realise that if they did, they'd probably just play their music more. Is that the road over there on the right? It is, you know, I think. Man, it must be quite a sharp bend coming up if that's the case. Are you sure it's not just a terrain scene? Maybe it is just a... No, I don't like this. Where's this going? Yeah, that's quite a sharp corner to be doing at speed. I mean, it's not a problem, but you know, just because it is on slopes. It's the thing with the way the road generates, it has no camber, it's still quite flat. I mean, like I say, early in the game it was totally flat. Like there was no height variation on the road at all. But as it is now, you know, yeah, it can go up and down hills, but it doesn't have a camber. Like, it's always flat. And I think that's one of the reasons the cornering's dodgy in this game. Because when you look at real roads, they're not built like that. Like, the corners actually tilt on real roads, and it depends on the speed that the road was designed for as to how much it will tilt. And certainly if you do go around a flat corner quickly in a car in real life, it does handle like a bit dodgy, like akin to how they do in this game. That is one odd angle. So yeah, I don't know if the dev would ever add cambers on bends. I don't know if it'd even be able to, like with the way the game works. It might need like a serious rewrite, it might be too much work. I don't think it needs it. But you know, like any potential like thing, I have to wonder if we'll see it. I mean, you know, I think people thought that a lot of the changes to the terrain that have happened, like, never really figured it would happen. That would be a good place to stop, but should we just stop there? I mean, I was only going to go one more building. We might stop here. We might have a look around it. I don't think there's any reason to stop here, really. There's no cars or anything. I think we'll go one more building. Let me just get my cigarette going. See if we can do this before our time's up. Is there anything good in here? It's full of diesel. So that might be good on the way home. I don't need fuel or nothing, so I'll just keep going. My stomach's trying to regurgitate things on me at the moment. Not like being sick. It just it does it occasionally. It's not so bad now that it's medicated and it doesn't tend to be full of acid anymore. But it's not quite out the habit. I guess my esophagus is still healing, so it probably still doesn't seal up well at the bottom. Like, you know, there's clearly still quite an easy path between my stomach contents and the back of my throat. It's nowhere near as bad as it was, but yeah, if my voice keeps sounding a bit gargly, that's probably why. I like your piece of crap. It's alright, I just bought a pack of new lighters today. You see what happens? I thought we were going to get thrown on that one. It was too late, I couldn't correct, and I've said before, like, if you're going to hit one of them little ones, steering hard is bad, because you'll end up in a Dacia situation where, see, there we go again. I didn't see it till it was too late. If we steer, it'll pull the front corners of the car down and it will go flying. So, you know, for that sort of size rock, quite often if you don't see it till late, you're better just going straight. And if you're not at full gas, then slam the gas harder and try. It'll, like, you know, bump the front of the car up a little bit and you might just make it over. That's all you can really do. Yeah, things are definitely going too well in this car. We'll get this car, we'll keep it until we get to 2,000 kilometres. Which, like I said, it is my goal to do that before the end of the next part. I am really, really confident that we can do it. I might not be when I find out we've only gone 20k or something in this part, but no, I'm really confident that we can do it. I'm almost certain I can do it if we just drive the whole fucking time. And then we'll start looking for a new car. We'll retire this one, bring back some of the drama. I made the mistake of steering. Did anything come off? I don't think we lost anything. So I found out I lost the radiator. No, we didn't lose anything. It was fine. That is probably because we didn't get to steer very much before I hit it. So it probably acted more like a ramp than a collision. Like, we didn't really lose any speed. You know, you'll notice it's when you lose a lot of speed quickly, just like real life, you know, that's... The energy's got to go somewhere, like, you can't... Energy can't be destroyed in this universe. And that's a problem I have with the universe, is like matter and energy, we can't create or destroy, we can only convert them, so... Yet you're telling me the universe is a finite age, well then isn't it breaking its own laws of thermodynamics just by being here? That just seems a bit dodgy to me, like, you know. It's like, well, it's breaking its own rules. Like, if the universe, why aren't I allowed to break these rules? It's not fair. It's bullshit. Oh no, we're going to go over time. Hurry up and give me a building game. If I just see one of those stones out the side of the road, I'll class it as a building. It's a structure. It's the structure system that spawns them, surely. Guard tower over there, I don't class those. No, there will be a gas station over this ridge. There isn't. You got to be into the bloody 10 miles. Ah, shit. I knew I should have stopped there. I knew I should have stopped at that big fucking station. Come on. Probably isn't even as bad as I think it is. But still, you know, I've been doing well. I don't want to ruin my reputation now. My reputation's good. I'm the one guy who plays the game who doesn't scream like a schoolgirl at a slasher film. You know, I'm doing alright. I'm tempted to drive out to that water tower. Oh shit, we're going too fast. That's fucking so fast, dickhead. Well, it's going to have to be. I want to go and have a sandwich. Come on. Oh, I've got another night cycle coming. You know, we'll just drive with the headlights on if I have to. I'll take the hits in frame rate. It shouldn't be that bad. It's holding up way better than it did last time, actually. And that was on an older version of the game, so I sort of think he might have done some optimization since that version. It updated just after I got there, I believe. Right, there we go. I didn't look at the car's odometer, but well, we'll know the total distance in a moment. Menu navigation is obviously slower as well now. YT 34. I don't know why people do have problems with this game, because my PC's a lot weaker than other people I've seen playing it. This is pretty much in the bag at this point. We're at 1935. Definitely sandwich time. Kilometres. So yeah, I mean, we knocked that out the park. That's 65k we've done. We only have to do 65k next time. Piece of piss. We got 2k in the bag, man, I'm telling you. Anyways, am I treason? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the fucking next one, when we'll hit 2,000 kilometres a couple of parts early.